Good evening. Welcome to the Northwest Straits Foundation Holiday Fundraiser. I'm Don Hunger, the Executive Director, and I'm standing outside due to COVID, like the rest of us. Plenty of space around me, just so I could say hi and welcome you all to our fundraiser tonight. I know it's a great show. We got some local musicians who are fantastic, as well as some wonderful clips. I'll tell you about those in a second. So we're on the ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish. We're privileged to partner with them in the Northwest Straits. I want to acknowledge and thank our amazing board and staff for their commitment and energy to our work, as well as our sister organizations, the Northwest Straits Commission and the Marine Resources Committees. Our mission is to raise funds to restore this place we call home. Please join us in making a donation to support our shared commitment to the Salish Sea. Our programs at the Foundation include nearshore habitat restoration, shore-friendly, catch more crab, which is our derelict gear program, net removal, and monitoring. Good news is that 2021 is our 20th anniversary, so we have a lot to celebrate with you, our partners, and our friends in our community. So we're launching a few new ways to interact. One is a story map on our website. Another is called Passport to Marine Adventure, which is a exploration program to get families and friends out to the 7 counties that comprise the Northwest Straits, learning about the coastal areas and the environment, interacting with it. We also have Salish Sea Fresh, which is our ongoing music and cooking and science channel. And then we have volunteer opportunities, which we hope to expand in 2021. So stay tuned to our website and sign up for our newsletter at nwstraitsfoundation.org. Tonight we have a fun show for you, and I'm pretty excited. These bands both are amazing. They dedicated their time for this, and we really appreciate that. I hope you enjoy them and that you track them down and buy their music if you can. The McHughs and the Rhetorician are the 2 musicians, so you'll be hearing from them. We also have peer-to-peer interviews with local scientists, conservationists, and community leaders, and a mix of video clips about the Salish Sea. So special thanks to our 2020 partners. Of course, we couldn't have done it without you. So it's a big shout out to Valley Supply, Seeking Health, Taylor Shellfish, Nurka's Seafood, Shell Puget Sound Refinery, Aslan Brewing, and Stone's Throw Brewing. And now, as I say, without further ado, I'm pretty excited to start our show. So my pleasure to introduce you to Kenny Clarkson, who's Master of Ceremonies for our holiday fundraiser. Take it away, Kenny, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for the introduction, Don. And hey, everyone. Welcome to our holiday fundraiser. We're really excited that you could be here with us tonight virtually. As Don said, we've got a great program lined up. Local music, peer-to-peer interviews, and more. So first, we'd like to introduce you to a video montage. These clips explain why it's important to protect and restore the Salish Sea. Following, Jason Morgan, our Marine Projects Manager, will be interviewing Jason Toft, Senior Research Scientist at the University of Washington, and his team. We're really looking forward to this talk, and I hope you are too. Let's check it out.
I support the Northwest Straits Foundation because they help protect this beautiful place I call home.
I'm so privileged to live, work, and play in the Salish Sea. It's an amazing place, and I'm really grateful for organizations like the Northwest Straits Foundation and the important projects that they do to protect these waters.
I support the Northwest Straits Foundation because they protect habitat for thousands of species that call this beautiful place home. Let's keep it beautiful for many generations.
Thank you for supporting the Northwest Straits Foundation. Working here for the past 6 years, it's been much more than a job for me. The mission of the foundation aligns with some of my personal goals, including protecting what we have and restoring what we can so my kid and all future generations can grow up and enjoy the wonder and abundance of the Salish Sea region that we are able to today.
I do this work for my grandchildren. I do it for everyone else's grandchildren. I do it for the Salish Sea. I do it for the future.
Being a part of the Northwest Straits Foundation allows me to share my passion for restoring and protecting the Salish Sea. If you also share a passion for the critters and habitats that make this area so special, I hope you'll join me in supporting the work of the foundation.
What inspires me most about the Salish Sea? You do. This is one of those things in life where we all get some help. It's your stewardship and your willingness to do all the little things that matter.
Thank you for being on this journey with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me in supporting the Northwest Straits Foundation.
Jason, Judy, Simone, thank you for doing this with us and chatting with me this morning. So I'm going to start with asking you all the same question. We're going to go in different orders. So the first question I have, let's start with Judy. What do you love about the Salish Sea?
So I grew up on the Olympic Peninsula of Washington. And so I've grown up, exploring the shores of the Salish Sea, and really being curious about the natural world. And over time, I've really enjoyed learning more about this environment and just, that's a terrible answer. That's
a great answer. You nailed it. What?
Yeah.
So, Jason Toft, what do you love about the Salish Sea?
One thing is that it's so diverse and there's a lot of variety. So having done research at UW for many, many years, I'm always learning new things. And so I find that really invigorating and just continuously fun to work around the shores of the Salish Sea.
Awesome. That's our scholarly answer.
Thank you.
Simone, what do you love about the Salish Sea?
I'll give the creative, artistic answer then.
Beautiful.
And say that, well, I'm also from this area. I'm from Vancouver, BC, and this is the closest I've lived to home in 10 years. And I love the fact that the Salish Sea is a continuous area that kind of connects me to my home. And you can't really see borders in the same way as you can with the land. And so I love the idea that it connects me to my home, my past, and my memories of collecting crabs and shells on the beach when I was a kid. So that's my love for the Salish Sea for sure.
That's awesome. You all have some very deep and unique, really close connection to the Salish Sea. I love that. So this next question, or more of a finish the sentence type question. So let's start with you, Simone. If you could finish this sentence: protecting and restoring the Salish Sea is important because.
I think that this is especially important to me personally because I would love to raise a family here, and protecting this area is something that, of course, I really loved as a child, and I think is really important for children and all the people who live in this area. And I think it's such an integral and central part of life here. And I've never really lived in another area other than Seattle and Washington that are so focused on water and focused on the water that surrounds us. And I think that is the Salish Sea, and that's why it's important for protecting.
Great. Yeah, I can relate to that. My 5-year-old daughter, her excitement and enjoyment whenever we're out there is a big part of it. It really changed my drive of what I do. It's super cool. Judy, protecting and restoring the Salish Sea is important because?
It's important because as humans, we have a huge impact on our environment. And as we've heard from other people today, that there's so many different reasons and, people love the Salish Sea. And I think it's important for us to collaborate and come together and really make those changes and work together for a better place for all living things.
Absolutely. That's what's bringing us here right now. That's great. So Toft, protecting and restoring the Salish Sea is important because?
Well, I have 2 children, and so I guess I can wax poetic about being a dad and watching them grow up. And as a kid, I was one of those kids who was always falling into water, which I guess worked out career-wise. My kids aren't as clumsy as I am, but I see them on beaches, and I see them curious about those beaches. And of course, I want them to both enjoy that, and also as they grow older, to be able to not only enjoy them the way they are now, but hopefully in a better way. There's a lot of impacts to the Salish Sea, and we want to not only keep the status quo going, but make it better so that future generations can enjoy them.
Awesome. So one more question for everybody. And this next one, Juhi kind of touched on a little bit when you're talking about collaborating. And I think a lot about the collaboration and the partnerships that we have, because we're a small organization, but when you think about all the people we work with, it makes us a big organization. And I can talk for days about how important our partnership with UW is. I think it was 2014 now. It was like my first or second week on the job. And I was developing our first monitoring plan that we ever put together for a restoration project. Jason Tofton, a shoreline monitoring toolbox, was introduced to me, and I called him up. He was a big help to me. Here we are 6 years later, still working together, collaborating on this big regional monitoring project now. So it's been very important, our partnership on my end. So with that in mind, why do you feel it's important to collaborate with the Northwest Straits Foundation and other organizations and agencies throughout the Salish Sea to achieve the work that we're doing together?
Yeah, I mean, the Northwest Straits Foundation is just, a great group of people, but it's really that network of people to collaborate with, anyone who likes being on beaches and helping collect data. And so the citizen science community around the Salish Sea is broad because we have a lot of different places around our shorelines and people want to be involved. And so that network of collaboration I find not only important, but also inspiring. You get different people's perspective on the beach, and working at UW, it's been really fun over the years to interact with citizen scientists. We have direct association with students coming through UW, but we really like working in the community and working with all types of people. So I think that's great, and hopefully we'll continue more in the future.
I'm glad you brought up citizen scientists. I say it all the time when I'm giving presentations and such. I got so many cool aspects of my job, but working with our volunteers, our citizen scientists, is my favorite part of my job. You got these people that are doing it for free. They're doing it because it's what they enjoy doing. It's what they want to do, like we are too. But we're at least Toft and I, we're on a job. We're getting paid. These people are out there, putting in their own time, taking time away from their family to go do this because it's what they love and they're passionate about. And super inspiring. And like you said, you learn a lot from a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds when you're collaborating like that. So why are these collaborations so important to you, Judy?
So I'm a big believer in place-based conservation, and being a young kid growing up on the Olympic Peninsula, I was curious about the ocean, and I found an outlet by volunteering at my local Marine Science Center when I was in high school to get me involved in figuring out if I was really interested in studying marine science and why it was important and the local conservation efforts going on in our region. And that, inspired me to go on and get a degree in environmental science and then go on to actually be an AmeriCorps member helping at the same place that I volunteering at in high school. And so, I think interacting with, different types of stakeholders, everyday people, citizen scientists, and really getting them involved and engaged in the conservation efforts is just a really great way to get the community to care about the conservation issues.
It's awesome. Really cool to hear about your progression of starting out as a volunteer and where you're at now. So that's great. I'm glad we're all working together. So Simone, I've really been excited for you coming on as postdoc and working on these reports for us that are, it's fun to have somebody smarter than us working on it. So why are these collaborations? That's what we always say when we got a postdoc working on stuff for us.
Yikes, pressure. I didn't know that part. Well, Jason and Juhi had such wonderful answers. I don't know how I can top that, especially since I haven't had as much of a chance to work with everyone yet. And that's actually what drew me to this position and why I was really excited about it, to be able to work with Northwest Straits Foundation and other foundations and groups around the area that can be the bridge between some of what we do as scientists and the general public. So volunteers, citizen community scientists, and that sort of thing. And I'm really inspired to really get people interested and develop their interest, because people are already interested, but get people involved in the process of collecting data and in actually generating science themselves. I think that's true science communication, is involving people in that process of the scientific method. That's how you get people to understand and accept science across the board, with vaccines, with, health care stuff, like with everything, is involving them in the process. And I'm really excited to be part of the process where I am taking those data and translating them back to people so that they can see what they've done. And that's incredibly fulfilling for me.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like how you're talking about, that's really how you can truly educate people. It's like having them involved, that's something I see every year. Every year we get, I have some of the same volunteers I worked with in my 6 years at the foundation. Every year, we get new volunteers, and the same thing happens every year. You get some new volunteers in, and a lot of them know nothing about shoreline armoring removal. Why we're doing it, what the benefits of it are. When we're out on the beach, like working in large numbers, especially these public beaches like in Deception Pass State Park. In the middle of summer, you get a lot of people that are coming up and saying, "Hey, what the heck are you doing over there?" And typically, it's me answering, our longtime volunteers answering, and then by the end of the season, sure enough, you always find 1, 2, 3, 4 more volunteers that started that season off, like not knowing and just kind of watching and listening. And they're quick to go and like talk to their community members, and they're answering the questions. And I love it because I step back and just watch them evolve and watch like, oh man, this is like such a great added benefit other than just giving us more of a working force. Like this is having a huge impact on our outreach. Well, I think that's it for my questions. And before we stop recording, any closing thoughts, anything you missed that anybody'd like to say?
Let's all meet on the beach in 2021. And
yes, please.
Collaborative science together.
Mask or no mask, let's make it.
Totally.
Thanks for the interview, Jason. Next up, some local music. Please give it up from your seats, virtually, for the McHughs.
Tucked away in a small town, can you see what's going on outside? In the city, the urban streets. Black man is on the run. The man in the blue, he's got a gun. Now there's a rose next to his grave. Some are beaten, some are hanging, and some are shot 100 times. But the streets are covered in red. She was sleeping, he was running, and he was screaming, I can't breathe. And they struck him down with the knee and the guns and the chain. But the sun is rising, times are changing, things are changing. And I know I'm changing too. I'm learning, I'm growing, and I am standing. The voices locked up in the chain. Traffic stop with my pigment of pale, and I'm free to talk. Privilege like a tattoo on my sleeve. But I'm not gonna be blinded by silence, and I'm not gonna live and die this way. 'Cause the sun is rising, times are changing, things are are changing, and I know I'm changing too. I'm learning, I'm growing, I am standing with the voices locked up in the chain. Someday there's gonna be an end to the hatred and the violence and suffering. The people with the darker shade of skin. Know that I will stand with you, listen to you and love you too. Raise those hands, liberty is yours. Raise those hands, liberty is yours. Thanks, guys. But I still remain. And I wonder why. I still remain. I still remain. I still remain. This carnival of lights, I wonder what is true. Through these hoops of fire, I wanna make it through. Cannot make it through. Cannot make it through. Without you. And the night is closing in on me. Prisoner of my own company. these clouds blow away. Every day just throw me one more bone, and I'll play your game. And I wonder why I still remain, I still remain, I still remain. And the night is closing in on me, prisoner of my own company. Down upon my knees, I pray for these clouds to blow away. Every day
Thank you so much. When I was going to Western way back in the day, I was remember I was taking an American Lit class, and one thing that I came across in this anthology that just absolutely blew me out of the water was a transcription of a speech by Chief South, later known as Chief Seattle, from the Duwamish tribe, a tribe that's not even recognized to this day by the federal government, which is an absolute disgrace in my opinion. So I wrote this song, and it's called Chief Seattle. And I dedicate this to the Duwamish tribe in hopes that they receive the federal recognition that they've so long been deprived of and so much deserve. And to all Salish peoples and indigenous peoples in the struggle to keep their land base and their land within their culture. So, 2, 3, 4.
First you might have fought for what you knew was true, but they came in such great number, there was nothing you could do. They made you sign a treaty, giving up your land, and you'll never understand.
You watch them cut your forests and tear apart the ground. You watch them build their buildings, your world turned upside down. But they called this progress, the killing of the land, and you'll never understand.
Savages they sent to you, do you really know? But times are changing quickly, and it's time for you to go. We're off to build our city on the river by the bay, so don't be standing in our way.
The thought it was so strange to you, the selling of the land. How could one buy a river, the sparkle of the sand? How could you sell the morning sun? How could you even try? The savages don't know the reason why.
They gave you reservation, places you could stay. They gave you booze and Bible, they taught you how to pray. They gave you laws to live by with no reason to believe. This is the home of the free.
Your spirits haunt the shadows of the empty streets at night. Restless, not forgotten, have you disappeared from sight? Do you watch us stumble towards faith we do not know? We're only reaping what we've sown. Chief Seattle, you became a prophet and a king when you shared your vision with your people in the spring. You might have died in sadness, knowing what would come to be. We're still learning to be free. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Man, I really love those harmonies. Thanks so much to the McHughs for lending us their time and talent, and to Casey Schmidt at NWG Studios. We'd also like to point out these musical performances were shot in a safe environment with necessary social distance and precautionary measures taken. Next up is Lisa Kaufman. She's our Nearshore Program Manager, and she's going to be interviewing Dawn Spilsbury Pucci, Lead Entity Coordinator for Salmon Recovery Program. Are you ready?
Dawn, why don't you go ahead and talk to us about what you love about the Salish Sea?
So the first thing, when I read your questions, the first thing that came to mind was the smell. I love the smell of the ocean, and it doesn't smell like this in Scotland, and it doesn't smell like this in the Mediterranean, and it doesn't smell like this on the East Coast. So there's just something about this part of the Pacific and the Salish Sea. My earliest memories come from going up to Savory Island up near Desolation Sound in British Columbia. And I remember hanging off safely the side of the BC ferries with my sister and watching the water churn underneath the ferry in the wake with the white, we used to call it milk. And I remember still how impactful like the striation of the lines of the tide lines on the rock. So the islands up there that we travel through are all, like the super rocky shoreline, hard, and you can see like the barnacles and the really clear delineation of the tides and how the sea would do that. And I thought, what is the sea leaving behind? It's not just water, it must have stuff in it. And so I think it's just this kind of mystery of everything that it holds that was what attracted me to it first. And now I love it for the potential. I know that's really weird, but that's the word that comes to mind, is the potential that comes from the sea.
So along those same lines of the potential, then why is it that conservation and restoration of the Salish Sea is so important to you?
It's to maximize and to realize that potential. It's got to be a healthy thing to begin with. And so to allow it to do everything it can do for us and for other species that we rely on or that we just like to cohabitate with, it needs to be healthy. And so I think it's just important because that it function, and also because we kind of owe it to it. It's taken care of us since time immemorial, and now we're doing things to screw it up. We owe it back to the system to do what's right. And yeah, you always have to return things in a better state than you found them. I got 40 more years to do that.
We're going to take you up on all those years so we can. So you work with a ton of different partners, through your work in salmon recovery, in Wire 6, but talk about maybe what those partners mean to you. And if you could, just a little bit really about, what working with Northwest Straits has meant to you and, how it is that we help you to reach your goals.
So it's fun because the partners vary so much, whether it be like brilliant minds like Jason Hall from Kramer Fish, and when he worked with NOAA, like I love working with him and seeing how he thinks. I love working with like Jen Burke and the partnership and how they communicate things and how they organize the information they get. And the partnership just has this, a bunch of people that are just optimists. I don't know what they do, how they achieve, or I find all these optimists, but they're great. But the nonprofits, the people that work for grants in that kind of bubble of uncertainty because they believe in what they do, is amazing to me. And so that's where the Straits Foundation, I think that you guys, whether it be Jason or you or, the effort that you guys put in, I always rely on you guys. I know that you're reliable, and which is really nice. And I know that you're not political, and your heart is in the same place as mine. And the money is a concern, but really the work is the primary thing. And we all kind of hope that the money will follow, but we're there because we have a vision and because we believe in what we're doing. And I think that Northwest Straits, I think that you guys you're where the rubber meets the road. Like, you guys are putting the pieces back into place. Other places are finding pieces, the puzzle pieces, and we're putting puzzle pieces in front of you guys. You guys are the ones that are actually taking them and putting them back on the table where they need to be. And you guys are the ones that actually help the Salish Sea meet its potential.
Thank you. That's a great perspective. I like that. That's kind of what we like to think of ourselves, I think, as too. We like to be the ones that are kind of doing the work and implementing it. And, with all, obviously, our whole, group of volunteers that follow us, to help do that work too.
Absolutely.
Thankful too that we have people like you and all the other external partners that help us to achieve those goals too.
Yep, it takes a village, and we all have our special roles, and you guys are the puzzle placers.
Anything else that you wanted to go into this holiday season? Anything else that you wanted to add, or
about the Salish Sea in particular?
That's what we're all about.
Right now, we're all kind of challenged with our own, our own challenges, and that's where I go back. I find this great piece back to the shoreline. I've only had 2 days off. I mean, not including weekends, but like 2 days off in a row since March because of COVID stuff. And we chose to go back to the sea. We went and found a small camping area, but it had to be close to the water. It had to be close to the sea. And listening to it tumble the rocks, and know that it's been doing that forever since time immemorial. It's been tumbling these rocks. The trees have been coming down into the water, and they've been shaping the beach in and out. And that's been there, and it's still the same as it was, the way it functions physically, and it will continue to do that. It just might be a little bit higher up the land as it comes in a little bit, but there's some great comfort in that consistency and that persistence. And so it's a nice rooting way, and you go out and you watch the tide come in and out like lungs, and it breathes, and that's the Salish Sea to me, and that's why I remind myself, go back to the sea. Right. I can't imagine living on the other side of the mountains. I just can't.
I'm definitely a mountain person as well as a ocean person, but I took the little bit of time off that I've had as well, through all this COVID stuff and readjusting our lives. I took them both, on the water. I did a kayak trip where we paddled, from island to island, and camped. And then I did another one, just out on Lopez with some friends, and basically, got in our kayaks each day and paddled around. And, I sleep so well just hearing the noise, of the water, the sound of the water coming up on the beach.
Yep.
Moving across the rocks, and that trickling effect of the water that it makes on the cobble and the through the sand. That I sleep so well, even when I'm camping. You're not necessarily comfortable, but it just lulls me to sleep. And same thing. It's like that is definitely where I find my peace.
It's meditation in motion.
Yeah, that's
it's so easy to get lost in watching that. Yeah, the water kind of come in and then percolate back through the sand, and tide pooling, and listening, watching it breathe in and out. It's a meditation. That's what we're all needing more of right now.
All right. Well, thank you, Dawn. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Chat with me. It's always great to talk with you, online about work and not about work.
Anytime I get to spend with my Lisa, I'm all for it.
We love the support that you give to us, certainly. But it's also just great that have you as a part of our family. And that's what Northwest Straits, we all try to be. So.
Yay, part of the family.
You're a cornerstone of it.
Well, thank you. This has been fun.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk later.
Okay. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Lisa and Dawn. We're really glad that you both could be a part of our program tonight. And for all the great work that you continue to do around the Salish Sea, we really just want to extend a thank you and our appreciation. Next up, it's some more music. And this act is an exciting up-and-coming local act, the Rhetorician and the Duper Humans. This band mixes all kinds of different genres and elements into a really sonically pleasing sound that we hope you enjoy. I hope that it makes you want to, get up and dance even at your seat right here at your desk or your kitchen table, wherever you may be watching this online. So, as Don said in the beginning, without further ado, here's the Rhetorician and the Duper Humans.
Yeah. Yo. Go by the name of the Rhetorician. This is my band, the Duper Humans. Shout out to the Northwest Straits Foundation for protecting the Salish Sea. Yeah. Love y'all. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 one, two, yeah, yeah, heavyweight, yeah. Check it. Hold the pen with the vice's grip. Bacon breath, watch the fiber rip. Turn on the lighter, waving Palo Santo, holding books, collecting ammo. My mind storming all over. Should've got the entree and not the sample. J-Brew with 3K. Mom anointing my feet, I slipped out the sandals. 32-bit, quick moving, and watching life tossing ambles. She hold the bait, show options. Don't jump the gun like Hansel. Oh, you go for what looks sweet, huh? Remodel the sandbox like a vandal. And used to try to be your same boat till I found out there's a speed limit in the marathon. Don't judge what I don't know, them trap hats will have you sounding dated on. Move with me, rock with this. Aggressive elbows, fast feet, swing and twirl. Then hold my hand into a fist. John Carlos and Tommy Smith. Attempts to the past feeds the movement. I just write what I love, got me a blueprint. I'm talking about a style to put the matrix lucid. Morpheus reborn as a student. Routine shot me up with antibodies and lumens. Ginger, THC, oil, and cumin. If you write it down and didn't pursue, then what is you doing? Yeah, 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 yo, yeah, 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 what? How we doing? Hey, we're rolling. Yeah. I hope this works, Mr. Tim. Yeah. Yo. My swag start from the ground up. I feel the golden hour through the evergreens. Blades of light press against my black skin. Hemotep, almond raw. Got the ACGs that suit me in the saddle. I smell the freshness of the chucking up wind. You slapped that smile on your face, and you started glancing at opinions. Rise to the occasion, rise to the ovation. Tap into your circadian. Kaleidoscope references, always got an expectation. I got a beef with Smokey. I received a picture from Captain Ewok saying that he stole the hammer of the everlasting warrior. He killed the captain in the process. I gotta find him so I can maintain peace in the forest land. Black Ranger, AK North Coast Warrior. I study potions from Wonderland. I gave my cat 3 pounds of Pacific can. Mushrooms, he grew the size of the Equus Cabalis. My tribe been in rodeos before cowboys in Dallas. What do you do in your daily to make your opinions valid? Yeah. Two best print blazing, tie-dye bandana, collect accessories. Hipster babe whipping donuts out of veggie beans. I tell the quartet leave the pocket open cause I'm the real recipe. Had to switch from max goals to private roles. If I support the hustle, that's something that I control. Who you put your time into, reflection can affect your emotional. Some pieces fill many holes. Make my bed first before I set that many goals. Why do I focus on everything around me and look at my process like it's cynical? There's so much more to this life, I'm still lusting over physical. away we go. Yeah. Who said this was a lonely road, lonely road, lonely road? Yeah, yeah, yeah. On the way we go, yeah. Why you singing them slave codes, slave codes, slave codes, slave hymns? Yeah, Hey, thank you guys for being here. Love you guys. Working on the MC skills, those kind of MC skills. So we got Slap Seraph on the boards over here. We got Isaac on the bass over here. Barney on the drums. Andy on the trombone. And Sam on the guitar. And we are the Duper Humans. Yes. Superpowers. Kapow. Heavyweight. Yeah. I said I'm jazzing. Yeah. Hey. Soar like Uncle Phil. Yeah. Soar like Uncle Phil. Yeah. I said I'm jazzing. Yeah. Soar like Uncle Phil. Yeah. Soar like Uncle Phil. I said I'm jazzing. Yeah. Soar like Uncle Phil. Soar like Uncle Phil. The bench press down and decompress. Gold's been shining in my eyes like the solstice. I'm underground and comes in through your Ray-Bans. When the AM come, I put the ambition in the morning breath. Black Ranger more aggressive than a silverback. I'm Bo Jackson with 4 arms like Warren Sapp. I used to get the articles on internet. Snag ankles, my name been extra respect. How we gonna get to the end of the road if we can handle the test? Well, the emotions thinking me less. Swim next to orcas, handle the stress. Trust intuition, and for me I know what's best. Believe it or not, some people still believing in the quotas. They divide us and show us. I said them programs can't grow us. No, yo. I said I got some questions to be asking. I wanna take hip hop to heavy samples and back to the jazzing. You ain't hear this shit on 94 Madden. Yeah, yo. Jazzin', yeah, jazzin', yeah, yeah, jazzin', yeah, jazzin'. I said I'm jazzin', yeah, soar like Uncle Phil, yeah, soar like Uncle Phil, I said I'm jazzin', yeah, I said I'm jazzin', yeah. Okay. Yo. Bug-eyed with the focus like William Macy. My hi-hats marinating the Count Basie. Dedicate my words to movements. I'm on that road where I only see the honesty and truth. Built racks with the flow, they came to AirPods or Q-tips. I'm Africana, Rhetorana. Go and tell your mama I'm delivering theories from the low end. Hammer strap, I put Smokey out of motion. Yeah, yeah. And I'm jazzing. Yeah, I said, and I'm jazzing. Yeah, yeah, soar, yeah, and I'm jazzing. Hey, yeah, thank you to the Northwest Straits Foundation for having us here and protecting the Salish Sea, cleaning up the seas. We need you guys holding it down out there. Love you. Thank you. Rhetorician. Yeah, check it, yo. Educated sprinting intervals. Didn't get here from coincidental. Discover weekly all instrumentals. Revis, protect the island like Gilligan. Production sauce by Hunter Gillum. It's the modern jazz idiom. Cheese-centered like the guide meridian. When I sleep, I net dreams like the Indian. Why is a simulation lucid? Gotta find production to start a movement. I skip rocks and realize everything's a reaction. Creative highs me satisfaction. Mix muddy waters, pen smack like Eric Clapton. Why do I try to grow, but live my life in fractions? Yeah, why do I try to grow, but live my life in fractions? This is the session, y'all. What? Yeah. Bring the vibes, yeah. Bring the vibe, hey. This is the session, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. Bring the vibes, yo. What happens when the people around you start to see your dream? Yeah. What happens when you dedicate yourself to a team? Yeah. My team sprint, same goals like the Aztecs. Bucket face, sick bars where your hazmat. Uncle Phil throwing jazz tracks. Carlton, don't forget your jazz snaps. I'm the Fresh Prince of Beham. Just remember Rhetorician said that. Yeah. Life's a marathon of progress. Conform may turn the stomach nauseous. My expectations when staring at the process. I'm at the ground level searching for my rocket. I got my goals tatted on my eye sockets. Yeah, my eye sockets. Hey. This is the session, y'all. What, yeah. Bring the vibes, yeah. This is the session, y'all. Yeah, yo, bring the vibes, yeah. Hey. Chewing six and black hammer, soldier belt, writing concepts of dark matter. Book from my ancestors put me to a new space. Scientists, phenomenal people we don't know about. I'm Marvin meets Common, reborn as the bat that took out Tanya Hardin. Triple cell Cal, you catching shimmers and I'm ballin'. I'm under the umbrella of Jay and Rakim. Return of rawness, I'm Robin meets Albus. It's less about pockets and working on pauses. It's less about failures and more about this process. Success that I see you, there's no need to stock it. 3 projects listening to EPMD. Got me screaming, this is more about business. If you really care, you should watch where you pursue friendships. I got here from a pen, I'm telling you the opportunities are endless. What's better than believing? Yeah. What's better than believing? Yeah. Check it. Yo, is it these opinions that be shaping truth? Game of inches, I'm measuring to the top spot. I'm John Buckenberry, hover the plate like Chuck Knobloch. Non-stop, give me a moment where I'm on top. Kovacs Customs cover the tube socks. Zen State got me like Martin, saying woosah. I care about my influence, not about the moolah. I'm Tomlin, Bill, Jack, and Don Shula. Global, worldwide, digital, right through the pain. I'm solving miracles, rhetorical, aboriginal. Trauma delivered through the double helix. We gotta uplift each other and give better feelings. Stay in touch with yourself, please don't lose your way. Some people give love then go away. If they come back, that should feel like layaway. Listen to your voice, and it don't matter what the people say. Yeah. Thank you again. Shout out to Northwest Straits Foundation for having us. Honored to be here. Thank you guys.
Wow, that was even better than I remember. I remember when we were filming these guys, and the energy was just palpable. You really felt it. And watching the performance again, getting to hear everything with the audio levels balanced and mixed, it was really something special. So thanks again to the Rhetorician and the Duper humans for lending their music to the Northwest Straits Foundation for our fundraiser tonight. We really appreciate it. So this is the last you'll hear from me as your MC. We're going to go into our final interview segment, followed by some more video clips and a closing montage. We really hope you've enjoyed your time during our holiday fundraiser event. So this final interview features our Director of Partnerships, Caroline Gibson, as she interviews Tony Petrillo, a Jefferson Marine Resources Committee member. Thanks again for all of you for your support and your continued diligence when it comes to protecting and restoring the Salish Sea. We couldn't do it without you. This is really a team effort. So thank you for being a part of the Northwest Straits Foundation team, family, community. All right, Caroline, I'm excited for your interview. Let's cue it up next.
I think there we are. I think this is recording.
Okay, that's
You're
scary.
being recorded. Well, I haven't seen you in a long time.
It has been a while. I think on the street in front of the wine shop.
Ooh, that would make sense. I'm there pretty regularly.
Yeah, well, good for you.
Yeah, well, good to see you, Tony.
Me too.
So I'll make this painless. I don't know, do you have a Bloody Mary ready?
I don't, but I have a bottle of scotch somewhere.
Oh, good, it is a pandemic. Okay, well, the first question is just what do you love most about the Salish Sea?
As you know, I live on a bluff overlooking the Salish Sea. We look out to the San Juans. And one of the things I enjoy the most is watching the weather come in, kind of watch how the Salish Sea breathes, whether it's a stormy day or a sunny day. During my professional life, I was an ocean engineer and worked doing oceanographic and marine geophysical surveys throughout the Salish Sea, up into the San Juans and down in Puget Sound.
Right.
And so it was part of my daily work life. And after I retired, then I could focus on it more as part of my dailiness in terms of being a kayaker, a sailor, a beach walker, and also because I live here. So it's
Right.
part of my lifestyle.
Part of everything.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, me too. Everything we do is on the water. Why do you think protecting and restoring the Salish Sea is important?
The Salish Sea is the lifeblood of the Northwest. Without it, we would just be people hugging the shoreline. But the shoreline is so much part, and the Salish Sea is so much a part of the lives of those that live around here. I can't imagine ever living away from salt water. And when I chose a place to live after I finished graduate school, I gravitated to here because it was this great meld of the ocean and the mountains. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, this is the part that's a little bit Jeopardy-like. I'm just going to ask you to fill in a blank.
Okay.
Be kind. I support the Northwest Straits Foundation because
they have a unique insight into the parts of our marine environment that are not getting protected by other organizations. Specifically, if I wanted to point to one thing, it would be the derelict net issue and the derelict crab pots. And I don't know anybody that was supporting that at all. And I think that's really important, not only for the fish that it keeps killing, but the bird life as well.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, there have been piles of bird bones that have been found underneath derelict nets. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, thank you. That's a great program because that's a classic example of a Northwest Straits program that grew out of a local problem.
Yeah.
Blossomed into a huge regional project that was obviously regional and a global problem. So yeah, that's great. Thank you, Tony. Okay, in closing, what was your earliest experience in the Salish Sea?
When I moved here, I immediately started working in harbors all over Puget Sound and the San Juans and all along the coast. And so I got to see a lot of different places, but the one that struck the deepest chord in me was when I was able to kayak up in around Susha Island.
Wow.
You know, of course, I'd always played on the water and played on the beach and stuff like that. But when you float up in a kayak and you're up against the rocks and you can look down and you can see the sea life and how it moves and breathes with the waves, it was that resonated with me, and it stayed with me.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
We chat soon.
Okay, and give my best to Walt.
I will, and to Peggy. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Bye,
Happy
Caroline.
holiday. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Thank you for all your support for the Northwest Straits Foundation.
Thank you for supporting 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 the Northwest Straits Foundation.
Thanks, Northwest Straits Foundation. You guys are awesome.
Thank you for donating to the Northwest Straits Foundation. Your support helps us get people out on the beach and excited about marine conservation, protecting and restoring beautiful places like this. Kelp forests out there teeming with the world's coolest marine life. We love this place as much as you do. Thanks again.
Thank you.